Welcome to Fischer Toolbox Talk Training. In this video, I will be showing you how to install Fischer FCFCL cavity clad closed state cavity barrier and FFBVS VentiStop open state cavity barrier for rain screens with both Fischer VHM direct fixings and with multi-purpose brackets. Fischer FFBVS VentiStop open state cavity barrier has a mineral wool core, reinforced aluminum foil facing, and an intumescent strip in front. The intumescent strip is tested for 25, 38 and 50 mm air gaps. On the product, you can see the product name, article number, total cavity width, total product width, and your order number together with the barcode. FFBVS VentiStop has IFC certification and tested to TGD 19 open state cavity barrier testing standard. Fischer FCFCL cavity clad has both ETA and UL/EU certification. It's a closed state cavity barrier, a mineral wool core, and reinforced aluminum foil facing. Now, I will demonstrate how to install these cavity barriers in a rain screen assembly. In this case, we have a 170 mm depth for our total cavity. So we should cut our cavity barrier by additional 5 mm compression. FCFCL cavity clad should be oversized by 5 mm when used as a cavity barrier, but for other purposes, it might be up to 10 mm. So I cut my FCFCL cavity clad vertical cavity barrier to 175 mm, 170 mm for cavity and 5 mm for compression. Now we are going to fix this to our wall. We always start with vertical cavity barriers because vertical cavity barriers should be installed uninterrupted from bottom to the top. When there's a junction of horizontal and vertical cavity barriers, always horizontal cavity barriers should be interrupted by verticals. What we need for fixing FCFCL cavity clad to our wall is multi-purpose brackets and appropriate fixings for them. We need 2 multi-purpose brackets for each piece of cavity barrier, and they should be fixed at maximum 600 mm centers. I marked their spots, so I'm stabbing the mineral wool for making space. What's important is brackets should go into the cavity barriers between half to 2/3 of its total depth. You shouldn't be stabbing your vertical cavity barrier until the end, because the tips of the multi-purpose bracket might injure someone's hand or can damage the cladding when you try to install your cladding. So you always penetrate it until maximum 2/3 or at least half distance into the barrier. You can bend your multipurpose brackets from these slots, pre-perforated slots, so it's not difficult to bend, and it's better to bend it to exact 90 degrees for a better fit. First, I'm trying if they're going without any problem. As multipurpose brackets are stainless steel, you should be using appropriate stainless steel fixings for the multipurpose brackets. Both of the brackets are now fixed, so we are checking distance in between them. It's 600, so it's good to go. And the first piece is fixed. Now we are going to repeat it for the second one. This time I will use my brackets horizontally, so it will be slightly easier and quicker to install. But to be able to do this, they shouldn't be exposed to fire, so they should be either concealed by wall insulation or they should be protected by the cavity barrier itself, like in this situation. You probably noticed that I stabbed the cavity barriers by the back of the barrier. This is actually to make it easier because the spike has two parts, and when you push them into the cavity barriers, they might split and it makes things more difficult for you. Instead, you can simply first stab it with the back side to create a slot for the front part. Then you can simply put your spikes into your barrier, exactly like this. When using horizontal, as you can see, it's easier to drill your holes or put your fixings through as they are completely exposed. But as I said, after this installation, we should put our stone wool wall insulation to protect the fixings, or they should be concealed behind the cavity barrier. Now we installed 2 pieces of the vertical cavity barriers and we have a butt joint here. All we need to do is taping this butt joint on both sides and the installation is completed. And the installation of vertical cavity barriers are finished. Now I will show you how to install open state horizontal cavity barriers by using 2 different methods. Taking measurements and planning ahead is very important for horizontal cavity barriers as well. First, I'm checking the product label. It's 170 mm total cavity width and 132 mm product width. So it's correct for my application. Now I need to measure this distance, so I should be knowing if I need to cut any of these barriers or they are fitting well. It's 188 centimeters until the corner, but I will be doing a mid-rib joint at the corner, so I should add 132 millimeters, then measure once again. Exactly 2 meters. Let's start with conventional multi-purpose brackets. As I mentioned before, we need to install the corner piece first as a full piece, then continue inwards, and if it's shorter than 1 meter, we will be cutting the inner piece, not the corner piece. When fixing our horizontal cavity barriers, we will be using 3 pieces for each barrier. Our barriers are 1 meter long, so there will be 1 bracket in the middle, and the other ones will be maximum 300 millimeters apart from the middle one. Now I will stab barriers through by using a knife, a bat knife or a bread knife, for creating slots for our multi-purpose brackets. I will be using FNA fixings for illustrative purposes because usually horizontal cavity barriers are fixed to concrete slab levels. However, we have a masonry wall here, but you should be selecting the correct and appropriate fixing type in stainless steel for your substrate. Our barrier is almost fixed. All we need to do is bend these spikes, one upwards, the other one downwards, and cut them to around 20 mm length if necessary. But as I adjusted to the correct length, I don't need to trim them. you better use a device like Fischer FLHR stainless steel bracket when bending the tip of the spikes. Otherwise, they are really pointy and they might hurt your hands. This is how you fix the horizontal barrier by using stainless steel brackets. Now I will show you how to do it by using DHM direct fixings. I will first start by marking the drill holes. One in the middle, $300 on the right, and 300 millimeters on the left. I changed my drill bit to 8 millimeters, and now we can start fixing our barrier. The first one is set, and now I can drill the remaining two and fix my DHM fixings. And finished. As you can see, you can fix your horizontal barriers much quicker by using DHMs instead of multi-purpose brackets. All we need to do is now to foil tape our butt joint and then finish our corners, and then I will show you how to cut your horizontal barriers when it interacts with subframe. Before taping the butt joints, we should be sure that there is no dust or debris remained on the surface. As you can see, when taping the butt joints of horizontal barriers, we are only taping the top surface, and I will tape the bottom surface as well. The front surface should never be taped, as the intumescent tape will be expanded from the front face. Now I will show you how to do mitred joints at corners. All you need to do is cutting from this corner to the corner of the horizontal barrier. After cutting our corner piece at 45 degrees, we will join the other piece and tape this top joint and the bottom joint, and our installation will be finished for this corner. There's one more joint to be taped, which is where the horizontal barriers meets two verticals. As our horizontal barrier are running continuously, there will be occasions where our vertical profiles are interacting our horizontal barriers. Let's see what's happening when our vertical profiles are passing through our horizontal barriers. We have these FLHR stainless steel brackets already installed to our wall, and the vertical profile will be fixed to these brackets. First, I'm marking where the barrier will be. Then, all you need to do is slitting the front face of the horizontal barrier to accommodate the vertical profile. Then simply we can put our vertical profile into place, fixed to our brackets, and then only thing remain is taping these joints around our vertical barrier. If you like to summarize, first we fixed our vertical cavity barriers continuously, 2 fixings each by maximum 600 mm centers, minimum 5 mm compression, and joints taped. Then we fixed our corner piece by using 3 multi-purpose brackets, 3 fixings each bracket, and we used maximum 300 mm centers when fixing horizontal cavity barriers. We mitred the corner joint and taped on top and bottom. Then we fixed the second piece of horizontal barrier by using VHM fixings and taped our butt joints from top and bottom face. We also taped the corner joint of the horizontal barrier and the vertical barrier. Then I showed you how to slit a cut to the front face of the horizontal barrier when the vertical brackets, vertical profiles are penetrating through our horizontal barriers. I hope this video was helpful for you. My name is Ant, and if you need any further support, please visit our website, download our mobile app, Fischer Professional, or call Fischer Technical Helpline. Thanks for watching.